people, welcome back to West Oxford, and it's the big derby, first versus third, uh, Arsenal versus Man United. The old rivalry is back, reincarnated. Uh, but before we get into all the juicy stuff, let's first introduce our panel. First, let's start off of the home team. Also, let's welcome Manny. How are you, Manny?
Mr. Trollope, I am good. And cautiously excited, cautiously optimistic for tomorrow. I was, of course, cautiously optimistic for the North London derby. We all know how that turned out. Let's just hope history repeats itself.
Yeah, and let's welcome a guy that talks a lot about United. He said in the past they were gonna win the league. Welcome, Orest. How are you, bro?
Yeah, obviously looking forward to the game tomorrow. The social media derby. Yeah, man, listen. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Let's see. But next, we're gonna bring on another United fan, Frederick, aka Donny van de Beek.
Donny van de Beek, Donny.
No, tomorrow we will be singing Scott McTominay, la la la, Scott McTominay, la 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 la. Scott
Wrong
McTominay.
choice of song, if you ask me.
By the way,
Personally, I
viewers,
like the one with Kung's Disco. Da 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 da.
For the viewers,
McTominay.
yeah, for the viewers, Frederick has had a bit of Norwegian alcohol, so he is a bit, hyper. So just remember McTominay. Yeah.
Tomorrow, McTominay will show that he's way better than my fellow Norwegian.
I can see how deep is. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for it to be honest. So.
We have a horrible Norwegian playing tomorrow called Martin Ødegaard, but McTominay is better. So we'll take
Yes, guys. How you doing this wonderful evening?
Listen how deep. We need to humble these Arsenal fans tomorrow, mate. We need to humble them.
Humble them. But someone that's eager to respond, it seems like, to what you just said. Mason, how are you, bro?
Yeah, man. Yep.
You can...
Can't wait for tomorrow, obviously. Yeah, let's see it.
And
I obviously got the call up. Boris messaged me and said Van der Bleek is on the show. So I went, I need to see him again, man. I need to meet him again before we play again tomorrow. Now, I heard that he's drunk when I was in the back room. Excellent news.
That's why he's injured the whole season.
Next, we have a new guest. First time on the channel. Cole, how are you, bro?
Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah, not too bad at all. It feels like with this fixture, we've gone back to 1998 again. The real old rivalry has come back again. So looking forward to this game. Yeah, let's get it on. We're ready for this.
Next, we got a few more United fans before we wrap up. How are you, bro? How are you, Toby?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. It's a pleasure being here as always.
You're saving the best to the last.
David knows best. Best is the best. Oh.
Man, seriously.
Yeah.
I know, mate, you're fired.
Mason, Carl, we've been outnumbered.
I know, we're just outnumbered. So,
also, Carl, I'd like to say it's nice that you mentioned 1998, considering that was one time when you actually did beat us to the league title. One of maybe 3 times. And you say United fans talk about history.
You've been relevant since 2013. What's your point?
Yeah. But in the last 10 years, we've won a league title. You've not even come close. I mean, some of these people in this room probably wasn't even born when Arsenal last won the league title. I definitely know.
I wasn't born.
No.
Guys, let's get straight into it, man. Let's get straight into it. Arsenal versus Manchester United.
I think let's just talk a bit about Arsenal. course, league leaders haven't lost since this reverse fixture at Old Trafford. I've had a few scares here or there against the likes of Southampton, etc. But rather comfortable so far in the league. But only 3
Let's go
Arsenal
for the
fans.
comments because there's a lot of comments. Big up Luca.
Yo,
Bailey, big up me out. I think good win for Villa today, so you probably like it today. Joshua, it is full, but we will send it to you once there is space for you. Awais, you're back after the Manchester Derby defeat, so good to see you back, mate. Good to see you
I
back.
agree on that with both teams.
Yeah, that's fine. Oasis, big up to you, mate. Big up Hanno. Full of United fans. It is what it is, man. This is what happens when you're a big club, and a lot of fans. So
No, it's just that a
Big
lot of our
club.
fan base is busy Saturday night and that.
Oh, okay.
only 3 Arsenal fans.
I mean,
David
who does he support anyway? Just curiosity.
City. Away support City.
Ah, well,
So
why don't you have him on the show? 'Cause at least, no. In all fairness, he's got something in common with Mason and Manny and Carl. His team's never won the fucking Champions League either. So come back when you win the Champions League, eh?
Is this a Champions League game or a Premier League, Manny? Can you just tell
Oh,
me that?
here we go.
Well, the last time I checked, it was a Premier League, and we haven't
Let
even
me just
resumed European
Let me
football
just check again,
since the
just
World
in
Cup.
case David is right, just to clear this up. Yeah,
well,
hold on.
this is
Confirmation. Yeah, it is a Premier League game at the Emirates. Yeah, sorry,
honest,
David. I think
yeah,
you've
it's
got the
true.
wrong.
Oh, yeah,
you
all
got
right.
the
But
wrong,
listen, guys,
Saturday,
listen. Time out. We need to get back to discussion. Hannah, take it away.
With
I
focus.
just realised why Hanno's here because he's the only person here that's teams in the Champions League this year.
yeah. So
Staying relevant.
I can't say anything with 10 for 10.
No, you shit.
David.
David, you've been rubbish for the past 10 years, so calm down.
Yeah. Listen, Hannah,
yeah,
go
sure.
ahead.
For Arsenal, first I will ask Mason, of course. What's Arsenal's strengths and weakness going to this derby match?
into this one.
Same question to Manny and Cole from your Arsenal perspective.
Obviously, it's going to be tough. I'll go with my thoughts first, Hanno, instead of strengths and weaknesses, because to be honest, I ain't seen the lineup, so I don't know what our weaknesses or strengths are yet. But going for what this game is, obviously first, third. Man United obviously dropped points during the week against Palace, so they didn't have that opportunity to go above their Manchester rivals. We obviously played them at OT. We lost. That's irrelevant now. VAR and all them things there. Tomorrow is going to be tough. I think it's going to be a close game. I think we can win it. But a draw, I would take, considering that I was optimistic to go into the North London derby, and we ended up winning that comfortably in the end. So I was optimistic going into that. So I'm optimistic going into this, and hopefully we'll get a W. But Casemiro's a big miss for them, but I think obviously they've got cover, a lot more cover. I think Trossard will come on, make a debut. Hopefully he can score or assist. That would be absolutely amazing. But with our attacking threat, I think we can get at them. And considering David De Gea coming out saying that it's unfair, basically moaning his tits off again about Arsenal, saying that obviously we don't have a midweek game and they do. Wow.
Mason, just remember what you said to me in chat.
Huh?
Just remember what you said to me in chat about that.
When?
Earlier in the week. That you
Wait, what
actually
did I say?
agreed. You agreed that it was that with David De Gea.
Yeah, okay, but then this is the thing.
There we go. See,
I
when
do
he's in,
sort of
when he's in
disagree with
private,
it, because
David,
it's a bit of a
David,
moan.
please, mate, let him land. Mate,
Let me land, bro. This is what I'm saying. No matter how you feel, no matter how he feels, you do not come out in the press and say that sort of shit. Yeah, first things first. You don't come out in the press and say that. You want to keep it inside because you don't want to let the other team know, oh, we're in their head because we ain't played midweek and they've had a game. Crystal Palace played yous and played tonight. So imagine how they feel. You know?
You've got a point.
So
And
exactly.
they
So they've
played
got a point.
Chelsea
So
and Spurs.
if anything, you don't see Patrick Vieira or any of them look moaning. So there's no need. They probably feel it inside that they're angry about that, which, right, they probably should be. But at the end of the day, it's not Arsenal's fault. It's
I'm
the
not saying
FA,
it's Arsenal's
Premier League.
fault.
It's up to them. And you just got to play. And Crystal Palace obviously played tonight and done well. I presume United will do the same. Come to us, try and hit us on the counter-attack. I think Mikel made a few errors in the Old Trafford game, which I think that hopefully he'll learn from. Hopefully he'll get the old light bulb out again and start doing all that. And I think it'll be a 2-1 win, but it'll be closer than anything.
What, you think United's going to win 2-1, Mason?
Nah, Arsenal, bro. Get it right. Come on.
Mason, where do you think United can exploit Arsenal? So
I think counter attacks, they can try and hit us on the break. They've got players who can do that. I think Antonio will be in there, won't he? United fans.
You mean
Antonio,
Anthony?
Martial.
West Ham, mate.
Martial, is he?
Oh,
Is he
he's
No,
out.
he's
yeah,
injured. He's
Anthony?
injured. Yeah,
So,
he's injured. So Hardy's probably happy about that. So.
Is Anthony? Is Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony's traveling there. He's
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anthony's playing. Obviously, they've got players.
I don't
who
think he
can
will
hurt
start.
us.
In my opinion, I don't think Anthony will start.
But I actually think it'll be the battle of the midfields. So I think it'll be the battle of the midfields, this one. Honestly, I do think whoever wins that midfield wins the game. But I do think at the Emirates, I hope that our fans will be as fire as they have been. And I think they'll help us. It just like when we go to OT, it's like the 12th man. And it is literally like the 12th man. Same when people now come, like when teams come to the Emirates, they feel that. And obviously, we've had Liverpool come to the Emirates, they can beat us. I'm not saying we're going to 110% beat you, because I am quite optimistic about this as of the North London derby, but 2-1 win Arsenal. I think it's going to be a battle.
Ryan says the AFL, they need to say it, so it's no big deal. United wanted the full week to prepare. Now, they got to get used to it because they got Europa League football.
They have to get used to it. And this is the thing. It's gonna obviously come on us as well. We're gonna have to play midweek as well because we got City in Feb. I don't think we won't be complaining about it because we know the fixtures now. You know, the fixture list is out there. So it's one of them things.
Just clip that because Mason will probably contradict himself in February.
I won't. I've known about it. We've got to play City.
Manny, your thoughts on the game and what are Arsenal's strengths, or where can Arsenal exploit United, and where can United exploit Arsenal?
You know, Arsenal's strength, Hanno, has pretty much been in their defence, I would say. I was hearing Tim Sherwood and Karen Carney talking on the Premier League channel about how Newcastle have been successful this season. They've had a 12th clean sheet, which I think has put them top of the Premier League, which means that Eddie Pope is still in pole position to win the Golden Glove. I think Ramsdale might be a little bit behind. And, of course, goals win you games, but defences win you championships. And it's wonderful to see Ben White go from strength to strength in his role as a more auxiliary right back. And, of course, at left back, as harsh as it is for Kieran Tierney not to be starting, given that he seems to have a more defined role to sort of, mop everything up at the end of the game, while Zinchenko starts and sort of aids the transition from defence into attack, then that really sorts out the flanks. And, of course, in the centre, we see Gabriel improving, cutting out most of his mistakes. And although Saliba has started to make a few, he's still very, very solid indeed. And it's basically when you start building from the back, when you have a defense that doesn't make too many mistakes, the midfield also starts to pull its weight. And I think with Xhaka having a more defined role, Partey looking really good, Odegaard also being able to just jink right in. And, Odegaard reminds me of one of these superheroes in the Disney film Sky High who don't actually, make themselves seen or heard, but they quietly do their job and they end up, saving the day when you least expect it. I mean, I'm not going to say that compare Odegaard to an actual superhero by that stretch of the imagination, but he has been getting involved. He has been scoring goals. And of course, Martinelli and Saka, no comers necessary. The only issue that I have right now is that with Gabriel Jesus having not been prolific before, and now he's injured and Eddie Nketiah's in, Nketiah will definitely score goals against some of the lesser teams, but I get the feeling that sometimes when he comes up against the bigger teams, he freezes under the pressure. So it will be interesting to see if Trossard is brought on as a substitute. Will Nketiah come off and Martinelli come into the centre to give us that sort of an option? That could remain to be seen. As far as Manchester United are concerned, I think you're going to have to excuse this horrible pun. But in the absence of martial law, United will be playing freely and with a lot more discipline.
Yeah.
Get it? Martial law?
Yeah, I get that.
A little bit slow. And
I got it straight away.
I got as well, definitely.
No,
yeah, thank you.
Another United fan, just a double team, Arsenal. Traps.
Yeah. But let me just say before moving on that United do have some tactical options up their sleeve. I think how Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be able to deal with Gabriel Martinelli and how Luke Shaw will be able to tackle Bukayo Saka will certainly be key. I think Shaw's experience could very well help him, and Wan-Bissaka being in the form that he is, that could certainly play a very big role. And of course, United will also back themselves to do well with or without Casemiro.
Evening, Traps.
Good evening.
Traps,
Big up.
What's your cooking tonight for us?
What do you say, Hanno?
What's your cooking tonight for us?
I'm here to cook the Arsenal, innit?
Cole.
Well, that'll be a horrible meal to eat.
You're not wearing your apron, son.
The apron's on. Listen, I'm wearing an LA Dodgers hat right now. Do you know why?
Because you want to dodge a few questions?
Because we're dodging defeat tomorrow, yeah? We're dodging defeat.
Yeah.
He who laughs last.
But Cole, your thoughts on the match? We can also get at United.
Where can Arsenal get United? Arsenal just need to play their game, innit?
Traps. The question is for Carl. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Carl, go ahead.
It's going to be the battle of the midfield. Well, look, not having Thomas Partey in the previous game, it did have an effect on us. So that wrinkle has been ironed out now for this up-and-coming game. But the way I want to take you back to when Manchester United actually defended for their lives against City not long ago. The way they set up defensively just to shut off the lines and shut off the early spaces to the side, to the wings, was absolutely incredible. City kept trying to recycle the ball, but United just kept absolutely hounding them. I think this is going to be a similar sort of situation where Arsenal are going to have a lot of the ball. United are going to sit back defensively, but they're going to maintain their shape for major parts of this game. I believe they are very lethal on the counter-attack. When our 3-1 loss to United, they had 4 counter-attacks against us, and 3 of them ended up in the back of the net. So if there's one thing we need to learn on from the last game was do not give a high line to United's front 3, especially to Rashford, because he'll just take off. The fullbacks is an interesting one. Luke Shaw, I think is playing pretty damn decent. Wan-Bissaka looks like he's already got into some sort of form. But regarding a Martinelli, over the last 3 or 4 games, he has been slacking a little bit. He hasn't been performing up to his level as he should have been. So this is why now Trossard has come in. So Martinelli, let's just hope this has put a rocket up his backside because if he plays poorly against United and Trossard comes in and say, just for the prime example, bangs in the winner, then Martinelli's got a position to hang on to. But it's all about this back four staying intact, keeping their shape. Zinchenko is an unsung hero for us. He's been playing out of his mind, but he has to stay as being a left back in this game. It's all right if you can come into the midfield to help Partey and Xhaka along, but you are going to leave that space wide open. Martinelli better be ready to track back because United's wingers are going to be very, very hard to stop. This is going to be what we'd call the ultimate chess match for me personally.
Yeah, we're the kings, you're the queens.
But
seriously,
now
I know. 1 second. Who the fuck is this clown, Mark Goldbridge Mehmed? I mean, to be honest, that quote there is probably from Mark Goldbridge himself. To be honest, I mean, I just want to say something. About a year ago, I remember Mark Goldbridge going, "Oh, we should sell Marcus Rashford," and now look at Rashford. So, yeah.
No, he didn't say we should sell him. He said it's market time for him to go.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
It is. The guy's
not really,
clown.
not really.
He knows fuck all about United. And to be honest, then Mason, with his caterpillar eyebrows, knows more about Man United than Mark Goldbridge.
Oh no!
All right, David, listen. You just made it personal. You had the nerve to come over here and insult my guy on the basis of his appearance. That is a low blow.
No, I didn't insult him. It's banter, man. I mean, Manny, you know more about United than Goldbrick.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, you made them leave, man. What are you doing, David?
Come on, man. Where's the respect?
Yeah, David. That was out of order. Seriously. But anyway, let's get back. I think we've spoken to the Arsenal fans. Hanno?
Yeah. Let's talk about tonight, fans. First, let's talk of traps. How far are you going to beat this Arsenal lot? 3, 4, 5-0?
No, it won't be like that. It won't be nothing like that.
That's only half time.
It will be a 1-0. A 1-0. Hopefully. It'd be like a Weghorst penny or something.
Yeah.
Something really heartbreaking, like something really
something egregious.
Yeah,
something really egregious, like a shitty
yeah.
VAR decision.
It's like
That's if you're stole by Rashford turns up.
United don't even get bad VAR decisions.
Wait, what did you say, Arrest?
Huh?
What did you say?
For me, I already told you. Probably.
Did you just say
wait.
My
with
boy
Rashford
turns up?
No, with Rashford, he knows that he was poor against Palace, so he will want to turn up. He will want to turn up tomorrow.
Listen to me. That's our boy now, yeah? Whether you like it or not, that's our boy now. Yeah.
That's David's boy.
Born and bred in the same.
What do you guys think? Apparently Tenor wants Kane. Actually, we're going a bit too far.
Let's go step back that. Let's just focus on the game, though. Let's focus on the game.
So, Traps, what are you saying? United win? Are you going to say the same thing what you said about City?
No, you know what? This is going to be a harder game than City. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a harder game. It's going to be Arsenal. I don't know, man. Do you know what? I just think Arsenal have to play their game. I think, for one, if Arteta overthinks it, yeah, he's going to if he overthinks it and tries to do anything different than what he's been doing, he's going to lose the game. That's one thing, I think. Second of all, I think they just have to play their game, how they play it, the way they play, yeah, and they just go with their system and see if it works. This high line stuff, if they play with the high line, which they're going to do, because that's how they play, it could prove costly. But I just don't see Arsenal having any other way to play other than the way they play. So for me, I think it works. I think it works for United, and obviously, I know Arsenal fans were celebrating like they won the Champions League when Casemiro got booked, but they just need to be reminded that we beat them with
McTominay.
McFred. Was it McFred? It was McFred. Yeah. McTominay and Eriksen. So. It's not a given, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a given. And I feel like Arsenal fans have gone away from, they're so hell-bent on revenge that they've gone away from the actual fact that this game is they've like the way they've been talking. It's like it's the easiest 3 points they're gonna get all season, but it's definitely not like I know they want revenge, but do you know what? To be honest with you, it could be a draw. It could be a draw, and for me, I just think this particular game is gonna highlight whether Arsenal have the mettle or not, because they're probably gonna go into that game with City 2 points behind them because they play Wolves at home before we kick off, and then if that plays on their head, I don't know, but so far so good. So I think this is the biggest test they've had. And if anyone's got Arteta's number at the minute, it's got to be Erik ten Hag. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna delete my socials and all that stuff, because I mean, if we had Casemiro there, I would have turned around and said straight, I'm deleting my socials if we lose tomorrow. But yeah, because we're not full strength. But do you know what? They moaned about Partey last time. So if we do beat them without Casemiro,
we got no excuses.
No, the excuse you're gonna have. The excuse
No,
you're gonna have.
we're not an excuse club.
No, listen. The excuse you're gonna have is we didn't have Jesus. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't expect us to lose, but I don't know if we'll win.
It's a common denominator, though. We don't have Jesus, you don't have Casemiro, so therefore it evens out the playing field.
Is it
We don't have
four?
Martial either. Martial
Oh,
is most
come on. 2 seconds. Okay, so let's mention 3 players that you just mentioned: Martial, Casemiro, Jesus. Casemiro shits on both of them. United are better without Martial for starters. Right?
Nah, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, man. I don't agree.
Martial's terrible.
Martial is fucking shit. Jesus.
Martial, listen. I hope you know, without that Man City game, without Martial, we don't win that game.
Yeah.
Was he on the pitch when we scored 2 goals? No. Simple.
What he done to Rodri, what he did to Rodri. Rodri was not allowed to play his game. Was not able to play his game.
By the way, there's a
45 minutes. 45 minutes. A game is 90 minutes. What he did in the first half. So what you saying? What was the excuse in the second half with Rodri?
If you're going to be honest, if we're going to be honest about it, right?
We beat City because we were the best team.
No, listen, we deserved to win that game, but we should have put our chances away in the first half for one, because the chances were there to be taken.
We were playing with them.
And then I turned around and I said, City are going to punish us for missing them chances. Then they go 1-0 up, which I said they would do anyway. And the VAR decision did change the game. Was it offside? Was it not offside? I don't care. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the refereeing in this country is so bad that everyone gets decisions wrong. Every team's getting them at the minute. So it's not a biased thing. It's just the referee standard is bad. They need to introduce foreign national referees into the Premier League, and it might raise the standard, in my opinion. But we got given the decision, and that effectively changed the game. We went on. It wasn't the right decision. If you're gonna be totally honest about it and you're gonna be fair, it wasn't the right decision. Do you know what I mean? Because
it's been proven. It's been proven.
Yeah, Rashford did push the ball. That was the right decision.
Okay, listen, guys. Listen. The
Hold on, 1
discussion's
second, Manny. 1 second. And anybody on this stream that wants to complain about it, who supports Arsenal, all I'm going to say is FA Cup final against Chelsea, Sanchez. See you later,
okay, we'll end this discussion now because we've got to get some opinions from Frederick and Toby as well. Hannah, please go ahead, son.
Toby, thoughts on this game, of course. United out of, like Trev said, without Casemiro and Martial. So it's almost an even playing field. If Arsenal just were without Partey, then it would have been basically an even playing field. But what's your thoughts going to this game?
Well, I think it's a very straightforward scenario. How do I mean? There's in a Manchester United perspective. If you look at Ten Hag, what he's trying to do, he's trying to make sure that the team is not
No,
reliant.
Forrest. Go ahead,
The
Toby.
dog, man. Hannah, tell your dog to calm down.
All right, so if you watch what Ten Hag is trying to do, he's trying to make sure the team is not reliant on particular players, and I actually think that was why he brought in Casemiro. He knows Casemiro was on a yellow card, and of course he had to risk him. He's trying to prove a point. We can actually go into the Arsenal game and without Casemiro. He wants everyone to become involved, important, and we can get results from anyone. Of course, meeting Arsenal, it's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, this should be the biggest game for the season, if you know what I mean, because Arsenal, they are in scintillating form right now, and we beat them first leg, obviously, but this is a very, very different Arsenal, and I think this is a freak season for Arsenal at the moment, and it boils down to tactics. I think Arteta and Ten Hag, when both managers meet, I think someone said here it boils down to the midfield, battle for the midfield. Whoever holds down the midfield, of course, can win the game. But without Casemiro, we still have players, and we should be aware that Casemiro was not actually involved when we beat Arsenal in the first leg. So we can understand what Ten Hag is trying to do. And I'm sure what he'll be telling our players is, without Casemiro, we turned up. So expect a similar turn up against Arsenal this second leg. And of course, we have the Marcus Rashford. Now, we have gone 10 games, 11 games unbeaten. So I think Arsenal will have a lot to lose if you guys underestimate what we can do, because there's the emerging Arsenal, of course, in very fine form, and at the same time, there's Manchester United in very fine form at the moment. So it could be a very tough, and a less goal scoring match, if both teams play well and defend well. And of course, it's going to be a highline football. Actually, Arsenal, you look at Arsenal, you look at Manchester United, both teams are very strong when it comes to counter-attack. And so it's going to be a game of focus and concentration. They have fast players. You look at Saka, you look at it could be Martinelli or Trossard, you look at Rashford, you look at Anthony. So it depends. So for Manchester United, I think Ten Hag could use, since Casemiro is actually absent, we could see it could be Scott McTominay or either Fred coming in to fill in that void and playing the defensive midfielder role, while the likes of Bruno plays on the right, obviously how he did against Manchester City. And of course, Anthony could be introduced in the second half, and Eriksen taking off, because Eriksen cannot afford to play full 90 minutes because he could get tired and all of that. So it boils down to tactical prowess, the tactical know-how of these two brilliant managers, and the best manager will win. And it's going to be a 1-0 in my opinion. I think, I'm not trying to be biased here. Maybe you might say I'm biased, but judging by the determination and beating Manchester City, of course, we saw what they did to Tottenham. So we were able to get something out of that match, So that should give us, that boost, that momentum to head into Arsenal and get the 3 points.
Yeah. And then a question here from Mark Goldbridge. Who's a better manager, Arteta or Ten Hag?
Oh, come on, this is obvious, man.
Ten Hag. Erik Ten Hag.
Ten Hag.
No, it's Ten Hag, obviously.
As an Arsenal fan, I say Ten Hag.
Yeah.
See, Manny knows his stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd say
Man United
Arteta.
is- Okay.
Arteta.
I've
Right.
never rated Arteta, to be honest. So
Like I said, this is a freak season for us now, of course. So we have to see how consistent they can be.
Carl, I know
moving
you're
forward.
on me, by the way, Carl.
Yeah.
I
Keep
just
doing
want
that, don't I?
to question what Wally's just said. Ten Hag is a better manager and has a better CV, but Arteta is having a better season. Just confirm this or not. Arsenal are in after three trophies. Man United are after 4. So to me, that's United having the better
Yeah,
season.
but United will win none, and Arsenal will win
Okay,
at least one.
okay, guys. Let's save this for later. Hanno, go ahead.
Like Craig says, I would love to see. Yeah, it would have been good to see it. But yeah, 10 out
Casemiro would have
as
ripped
well.
him to shreds.
But listen,
Oh,
Donny van de Beek, talk to me about tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Course.
mean, let's talk
Are you
about tomorrow.
playing?
David,
Yeah, of
please.
course. We have so much injuries now that I need to play. Even coming on with a wheelchair, I will play.
Yeah.
Can you tell me who's the dressing room leak? Who's the leaks? Tell me.
I can tell you that.
We got a lad called Phil
No, you cannot
Jones
name him.
playing. So we'll be playing him at midfield.
So David, do you actually know who it is, or are you just lying? Go on.
Wait. I figured it out.
Who?
Arrest. Donny's your
What?
sauce. He's your sauce, isn't it?
For me,
No, wait. Has Fredericks finished yet? Fred, have you finished?
No,
Frederick,
what I was going to say was in a more serious way. First of all, I do think the fixture is not in our advantage. Not only do we had midweek against Palace, we also got Forest on Wednesday. So at the same time, Arsenal have 2 games. We got 4. That's a big difference. People can say what they want, but for me, that's a big difference because we do need to play a decent team on Wednesday as well against Forest. To the game, it's quite obvious that we do need to play McFred, and that will probably make us a more defensive side. So I can see the game being 0-0. Our fullbacks will pocket Saka and Martinelli. Trossard, he hasn't been playing for a while. I can't see him coming in now.
I can't see him start.
He will need time to adjust. So a 0-0 will miss Martial. I was not too impressed by Weghorst in the last game. He will need time as well. This is not a game for him, in my opinion. I would personally have played Rashford up front and Bruno and Anthony on the wings. Yeah, so for me, it's a 0-0 game. Maybe we will be lucky and get a goal on the counter-attack, but yeah, 0-0.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go
No,
for the comments.
Okay.
Go on.
I
No, go on,
think-
David.
No, I think Weghorst wasn't that bad. Like, if you look at it from, from a perspective, he was actually, the Bruno goal was actually, would I say caused by Weghorst, his presence. They know he's a striker, so he was able to pack a lot of players to his side, creating space for Bruno to shoot.
It's too slow though, man.
I think the Crystal Palace game, let's be honest, I think Ten Hag he messed up in his decisions, in terms of substitutes and all. Taking Weghorst, I think was a mistake, and it haunted us, if you know what I mean. So Weghorst, he wasn't that bad actually. He wasn't that bad, and I think he can deliver, and he could actually score. Tomorrow we never know.
Yeah, but he need times. That goal for me was just bad defending because the fullback of Palace, I don't remember who it was, but he was absolute shit against Eriksen. Should have taken him out, and
Nathaniel Klein.
Ben White is a better player. But for me, I think Ben White would have taken Eriksen out there. He would have denied him to get a pass. Of course, when Bruno get a ball and Weghorst have taken the players out, he would score, of course.
Yeah, that's fine. Hardy, what's your thoughts for tomorrow? Are you gonna back? I saw your match preview on your Instagram. So you're gonna keep it? Are you gonna keep it?
Well, I expect it to be a really, really tactical game. I mean, the thing is with what is that noise?
Yeah, there's a bit of echo noise. So if you guys want to mute your mics, that'll be fine. But yeah, carry on, Hardy.
So yeah, I actually expect this to be a really tactical game between Erik ten Hag and Mikel Arteta. With Manchester United, they're in a really good form at the moment, but with Arsenal, they're at the top of the summit, top of the Premier League, and if we can get the really, really huge point tomorrow, or even win, it could be really, really promising to our season. But with Arsenal are definitely beatable. You can't overhype them and say that they haven't got any weaknesses, but they do have weaknesses with Arteta. he certainly has a lot of frailties he needs to prove on. But with Erik ten Hag, I think he'll manage to figure those inadequacies out. So, and going tomorrow, I expect this to be really, really dominant in the midfield. And if we can actually beat them in the midfield, even though we haven't got Casemiro, that'll be hugely, hugely miraculous. But I'm going to predict 2-1 win to United.
Cool. Obviously, I'm going to give my thoughts now because I haven't given it yet. Obviously, I did go last season on the Ralph Rangnick away when we lost 3-1. Very terrible, and I was in the North Bank as well, next to the Arsenal fans. So, yeah, that wasn't very good. But listen, from now it's changed. Now this season, it's changed because now players are fighting for the badge, the club. We've got Rashford balling out. We got obviously Luke Shaw. Obviously, Luke. Yeah, listen, you heard me. Rashford is playing to his best. But listen, it's a different season for. There's enough echo there. It's a different season with Ten Hag, but for me, tomorrow is going to be probably the biggest game in the year so far. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very, very entertaining. So yeah, man. Obviously, Emirates. It's been a fortress, man. Both Emirates and Old Trafford has been a fortress. So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. For me, with predictions, when I've been on Violent channels, I've said one. It could be 1-1 or it could be 3-1 to Arsenal, but it could go either way. We could win this, but it depends. Obviously, the midfield battle, the way we set up. So for me, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, David. Sorry, how did it go?
Also, to point someone out, I mean, the thing is, I think the key player in this game will be Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard has been absolutely sensational for Arsenal, and I think to see him against the likes of McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, even Eriksen as well, that's going to be a huge, huge match because if you look at Xhaka as well, Xhaka has been absolutely exceptional this season. He's been arguably your best player alongside with Partey, and if we can nullify their midfield, we've definitely got a chance. But if I'm being unbiased, I think Martin Odegaard has to be player of the year, probably.
Yeah. So David, I know you haven't given your thoughts yet. Go on, David.
Not if they don't win the Premier League, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But,
David, do you want to give your thoughts tomorrow, David?
Yeah. All the Arsenal fans think. Who's got them?
Joe, I think it's coming from you, Joe. So you're not. You might want to mute.
I'll mute my mic while people are talking.
Yeah, mute your mic. That's fine. So sorry, David, Karen.
No, that's cool. All the Arsenal fans think that they're going to win. I mean, like Fingy said, they were celebrating when Casemiro got booked as if they'd won the Champions League. I don't know how they were celebrating that, to be honest, because they've never done it, so they don't know what it's like. But no, it's going to be tough. With or without Casemiro, I'll give Arsenal respect. They deserve it. But Craig, to be honest, I said the exact same when United did beat Arsenal. Arteta fucked up by playing the wrong substitution. It wasn't the high line, in my opinion. He made the wrong substitutions at the wrong time. That's what cost Arsenal the game. But that was what, fifth game of the season, something like that. United had just lost to Brentford and Brighton. Obviously, we beat Liverpool. We're doing even much better now. We're the most informed team. Adi, stop shaking your head. You know it's true. Rashford is the most informed goal scorer in the Premier League since the World Cup. Yes, he had a blip. Yes, he had a poor game against Palace, and I saw absolute twat-heads on Twitter going, "Oh, we should sell Rashford and Rashford shit." I'm like, yeah, you go fuck yourselves. It was one fucking game. Just shows where your lawyer is like, yeah, you'll be creaming in your knickers if he scores a winner tomorrow. It's fucking true.
It is true. That's why I'm laughing. Yeah,
the fucking fake fans, they're absolute arseholes.
I only go on Twitter to see Hardeep's tweets and just United news. But
yeah, to be honest, Hardeep put some good shit on there. To be honest,
yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. But I think that United will win. People can say I'm bitter, biased. I don't give.
What's the score? Give us a score, man.
Interesting. Let me be really intrigued.
4-2.
4-2 United.
4-2.
Oh
yeah.
my
I
I honestly think both teams will go for it. And I tell you what, if it's a close game, it'll be because Arsenal are scared and they'll park the bus.
Yeah.
And
Can Arsenal park the bus,
I
though?
saw a combined Arsenal United.
We'll talk about combined 11 later. Save it for later.
Can
Carl,
Arsenal could Arsenal park a bus though? Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
of course they can.
I
They
don't
don't. They
think-
have to
I
draw.
don't- yeah,
I
they've
don't
had-
I don't think
They can't.
I've seen
Hold on.
Arsenal
You
park
think
a
we'll
bus.
park the
before.
bus?
Can I
No,
just
they
sorry,
don't. They,
what
they,
I'm new
they
to you.
will
What's your
actually.
name?
They
Sorry.
can.
My name.
Yeah.
traps.
Traps. Yeah, sorry, mate. Of course, Arsenal can park the bus. It's been parked in the garage for 20 years since they've had the title parade. So, yeah, they're good at parking the bus. I mean, to be honest, last time they had it was probably, of course, the garage. So, yes, they can park the bus. I think they will park the bus because, Carl, I can see your mouth in all honesty, no, if we look at the game tomorrow, Arsenal know that they don't have to win.
Yes, exactly my point.
They don't have to lose. Where
Yeah.
No, they
United
do. I
win.
think they do have to win, man. They have to win.
No, I
They
think
do.
they settle for a draw. I
don't
honestly
think they will.
do think
They'll
they
be,
have
they'll be
to
looking
draw.
for a draw. They'll be looking for a draw.
No, do you know why I say that? Yeah, because you have to remember this. Arsenal, if they don't go for it tomorrow, they go settle for a draw. They potentially they've got to play City twice. They need to get as far away from City as possible. Yeah, so they've got to play City 3 times, in fact, but obviously one's in the cup. I think the one person who's got his work cut out for him tomorrow is Ben White, because what I've noticed about I mean, Arsenal fans probably won't agree with me, right? But I feel like the last sort of 20 minutes they drop off a little bit, yeah, in games. I mean, if you look at the last few games that they've played, they haven't won the second half. Yeah, they haven't scored in this. Well, they have scored. Well, they've scored in second. Have they scored in the second half? Yeah, they scored in the second half, but they haven't won the second half. I feel like if you've got to deal with Rashford for 70 minutes and you drop off a bit, and you have to deal with Garnacho for 20 minutes, you're gonna have big problems.
Yeah.
So,
That's great.
And also, sorry, Traps. People are going on about United always struggle at the Emirates. Since Arsenal moved to the Emirates, Arsenal have beat us 8 times. We've beat them 6. Two more games, and it's a fortress. 2 games. Arsenal have won 2 more games against United at home than United haven't beat them, and they think it's a fortress. If you want a fortress, look at Old Trafford. Arsenal have beat us twice in 20 years in the Premier League.
We are not at Old Trafford. We are at the Emirates. So just get to the point.
But what I'm saying is that's a fortress. You've beat us twice, 2 more times than we beat you. It's not exactly.
David. Yeah, Carl, go ahead.
Right, guys, composure.
I'm just saying.
Calma.
Yeah.
I'm just
Calma,
saying.
calma.
It's not exactly a fortress.
Yeah, but listen, Carl, did you want to say something, mate?
No, just jumping in on this fucking bullshit. That's all. Carry on.
Yeah, I completely understand. But anyway,
give
listen.
your opinion.
Hanno, hold it.
Joe.
We're not continuing this. Hanno?
Joe, you haven't given your thoughts yet, so quickly around.
He's been quiet, man. What's going on?
I've asked to have my mic muted because it keeps echoing.
That's why. That's why.
Joe, the floor is yours, mate. The floor is yours. Go on.
I think obviously, like people have been saying, we're going to park the bus. There is no way Arteta will park the bus. I'm sorry, there's no way that's happening. The fact that we're going into the game as like favourites at our own ground, which we haven't lost that in the Premier League in like 6 months, we'll probably start strong. We'll go all out, try and get an early goal, and then I think I'm confident. I mean, at the Emirates, we've been one of the hardest teams to beat in the world right now. The Emirates, I think, on form. I mean, yeah, I think obviously on Saka's on form. Odegaard's been arguably the best player in the Premier League this season.
Who has?
And
Odegaard
so far.
He ain't even been your best player this season.
Well, yeah,
No,
we have.
listen, let him cook. Let him cook, man. Let him cook.
Yeah,
I think-
that was it. That was it.
Whoever gets the first goal will be crucial. I think whoever gets that first goal. I think if Arsenal get that early goal, that 1-0, like 5-10 minutes in, I think that could be. I think we'll go and beat you comfortably. But if it's hard, if it goes into 0-0 half time, which I think it could do, then that's going to be tight. As we're normally better in the first half. So I think if it goes 0-0 half time, it's going to be. It could go either way. But I honestly, I know this might come back to like bite me or whatever, but I genuinely can't see us losing. I think at Old Trafford, I remember I said I was confident. I wasn't confident. I thought we would lose, but I have a feeling we'll win. You know, I just feel like I don't know, whenever we go into a game at home at the moment, it feels like we're just going to go out with a win. The way we're playing, it feels like unless United are on their very, very best, I think we'll go out there and win. So I predicted 3-1 Arsenal.
Joel.
3-1 Arsenal.
Joel.
So you
I
like
agree
team
with-
confidence?
I agree with what you say, Joel. Right, about you were confident. You weren't confident. You said you were, but you wasn't. To be
Yeah.
honest, one of the things I've always done. Sometimes I've said that I'm confident that we're going to win, and sometimes I'm not. And I always say that if you say we're going to lose, I only to think it shows weakness. So I actually don't have a problem with you saying that you've come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walid, 2017. Yeah, last beat you at the Emirates. Yeah, what about 2019?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I mean, the logic that I put to this game, right, is that United without Casemiro is a better side than Newcastle. If Newcastle can go there and get a point, we can definitely go there and win.
Yeah, but the thing with Newcastle was they purely sat back. They played for that 0-0.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They went there for a point. If we go there for 3 points, I'm sure we can get it.
Yeah, but if you go out and you go to Arsenal and trying to attack, try and get that goal, you'll leave gaps. Newcastle, they barely even attacked. They just sat back in their system and didn't let Arsenal through once and just sat. That's what. If Newcastle had gone for the win, I reckon we would have comfortably beaten them.
Yeah, David.
Just, no, he just said I did say in the league, you didn't beat us in the Emirates at home since 2017. Funnily enough, where's it mentioned the league?
Okay, let's just. Yeah.
Is Edu's doing something special? As a United fan, I'm going to take this as a neutral.
No,
if
no,
no one
listen,
minds.
David. The question is for the Arsenal fans first, and then you can give your perspective. All right?
No,
Sorry.
it's going to be short. It's going to be short, Manny. Honestly, what Edu?
No.
has done at
I
Arsenal
I
is
expected that they will be short, but listen, this is for the Arsenal fans since we're lesser in number, okay? And I think Carl, you can take this question first. Do you think Edu is doing something really good right now?
He's made signings which have actually helped the starting 11, but regarding players that have been there for the depth pieces, I mean, Pablo Vieira, he needs to go to fucking Dwayne Johnson's gym because he needs bulking up massively. He's just going to get shouldered off the ball far too easily. Marquinhos should have been sent out on loan. But you kind of look at what he has done to help the starting 11. The bench is still the bench at the end of the day. It's still very thin. But the starting 11, what he's brought in has been, he has done absolute wonders. But there were question marks going into this transfer window now saying, okay, we're at the top now. Now let's see if we can try and bolster this squad up ready for the next leg of the season. Yeah. And he's added Trossard, which is a very good signing, and we added some Polish centre half. Honestly, I've never heard of the geezer before. All I know is he's 6'2" and he's 22 years of age. Oh, and he played for the Poland international team.
Apparently, his partner's a stripper. If I mean, that's what I saw.
Hey, listen.
You've been on this. Oris, you've been on Instagram far too much, mate. Get off.
All right, listen. Okay, guys, time out. Listen, Carl has said his piece. Joel, what do you think? Is Edu doing something terrific right now?
I think. I say no. I don't think Edu's any good. I think he's useless. I don't think. I feel like he takes too long when we're going after a player. He normally negotiates too much to the point where it annoys the other team, like they're bored, and we end up losing them. Mudryk, Rafinha last year. It seems like I don't know. I don't think he's any good. I think I would personally sack him. I've been saying that for the last year. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's doing anything special. I think the Trossard deal, it wasn't particularly hard. He asked him if he wanted to join. He said yeah. It wasn't expensive, but I don't think he's competent. I don't think he should be there anymore.
Joel?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to concur with all of this. And David, I promise you, we'll come to you after this. I'm gonna say this right now, and I did say this off the stream, that all of whatever successes have had Edu has had with regard to transfers has really only been serendipitous. It means that it's really only by accident. Of course, with a United connection, we were interested in Lisandro Martinez at the beginning of this season. He ended up going to Manchester United, but we got the ex-City defender Zinchenko, having spent less. And instead of spending close to 100 million quid on Mudrak, who certainly does look quite promising, we end up getting Trossard with proven Premiership experience. Of course, the only reason why we were able to get him at such a cut price, while we paid nearly twice that much for the other Seagull, Ben White, is because Brighton was so desperate to get rid of Trossard that they literally handed him to us comparatively on a platter. So when it comes to his aptitude for buying players, I don't think Edu is really up to it. And you can talk about he's trying to spot some talent and bring some young players in, and certainly Marquinhos might be an example, as might be one or two others. But then the idea of that secret payment to Sao Paulo to try to start that relationship, that has kickback written all over it. So I'm going to say right now that no, I don't think he's doing anything special yet. And just as I always say, there is many a slip between the cup and the lip. We're going to find out at the end of the season if what Edu has done has certainly been cheeky. We're going to find out at the end of the season if what he has done has certainly been worthwhile, and it will hinge on how things go at the end of the season. Now, David, you're up.
I just want to. Earlier on, Waleed, in my opinion, insulted Joel, asking if he's on the spice. I actually agree slightly with Joel. I don't think Edu has done that much for Arsenal, if I'm truly honest. And then, obviously, Waleed, you come back saying, I don't care if Mudryk is the second coming of Messi, and you ask somebody if they're on spice. Maybe look at yourself, mate. Yeah.
Okay, no, chill out.
No, that's cool. But yeah, for me, Edu hasn't done that much for Arsenal. In my opinion, the reason Arsenal have done so well this season is because of Arteta, and he has done what Erik ten Hag has been doing at United. He's not took no shit. He's got rid of certain players. It may have took him longer than Eric has, but yeah, it's he's done well, and he deserves respect. If Arsenal go on and win the league, it will be up there, and I don't give a.
Can we? Yeah, with this echo, Joe.
Echo, guys.
Joe, you might want to mute your mic if you want. Yeah, there we go.
If Arsenal go on and win the league, and I think it will be decided tomorrow if they do. I honestly think that it will go down as close to when Leicester won it in 2015, because nobody, if anybody tells me at the start of the season they were picking Arsenal for the league and meant it, like Deji with Spurs, then you're talking shit. Because nobody thought Arsenal would be even in the title race, let alone winning the title this year.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it is up there with Leicester winning the title. Okay, maybe not as much because obviously Leicester have lesser players, but it is up there, and they deserve it because they've lost once this season to Man United.
So have Newcastle.
It's a third, eh?
So have Newcastle.
But only lost one.
Only lost once to Liverpool. at Anfield.
And 9
They've
draws
they
as well.
drew a lot though, but still,
They've got a lot of draws. That's why.
yeah.
Is it 9 draws? 9 draws?
Yeah, 9 draws.
Wait,
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Did they, what's the score today?
38 game. And
Guys, one at a
Hold
time.
on.
One at a time. One at a time.
It's a
What was the
38
score
game
today?
season. It's a 38
What's
game
the game?
season, and if Arsenal go on and win it, even if they only lose once, even if
Jack's
they
0-0.
lose, even if they lose twice this season, both times to Man United, and they go on and win the league, they deserve it. I won't be going, oh look, we beat Arsenal, we were the only team to beat Arsenal trophy. No, they deserved it. There you go. Craig has put before the season started, I said Arsenal would finish 7th or 8th. And now the first. I rest. Manny, I want to ask you one question, and I'm going to say one more thing. At the start of the season, where did you think Arsenal would finish?
Okay, look. There's another reason why I always say there's many a slip between the cup and the lip, and the thing is, we started well, but we all know that in the marathon, it's not the first half of the race which is important, but the second half of the race which is really important. That's why you see the likes of Mo Farah starting close to the back of the pack, but then gaining speed, gaining momentum, and then coming through at the very end to sort of win. So, look, I did predict that we'd slightly struggle to reach the Champions League. I did think that we'd finish about 5th. It would be another almighty struggle for the Champions League. We might end up failing. So far, I've been proven wrong, and I'm happy to accept that so far results have been good. But again, the season is barely halfway over, and as I said, there is many a slip between the cup and the lip. So I'm going to hold up on all my celebrations until the end of the season, which is exactly what the Leicester City fans did, because they knew, as you said, David, that given that they didn't necessarily have the best players in their team, what they had that many teams didn't have that season was a wonderful togetherness brought about by the Tinkham and Claudio Ranieri, and that will really only be his true shining moment as a manager when he looks back on everything, and he'll always be grateful for the memories. But Hanno, let me come to you now, because you've been a beneficiary of...
Manny, sorry,
Yeah?
sorry, mate. I did say I had one more thing, and you
Go ahead.
If Mason is watching this, I apologise for insulting him. I have tried ringing him. He's not answering me. So, live on stream, you can clip
Yeah,
this,
I've already messaged him. It's fine. Yeah.
clip list, send it to him.
By the way, we've got 13 people watching. Big up to everyone. Make sure you guys smash those likes, man. Smash those likes. Go subscribe.
And I didn't mean for him to go off. I've said it time and time again. Him and Manny are two of the top Arsenal fans that I know. Carl, obviously, you as well. But
I appreciate that.
What about me? Come on.
Mason and Manny know the shit.
What about Joe? What about Joe, David?
Yeah.
Come on, David. Admit it.
All right. Okay. What you did was just now was appreciable, and I'm sure if Mason were watching, he'd take that to heart. But
and if you are Mason, come back on.
We'll look into this. But Hanno, I want to ask you now. I want to get you involved. You've been a beneficiary of Edu's malfeasance, for want of a better word, because you've now got Mykhailo Mudryk, having, as I said, spent more than 3 times what we did for Trossard. Do you think Edu's done well as a neutral?
This transfer window, I wouldn't say so. I think in the summer, he did good. He could have done a bit better. But over all his stints, and at also, I would give him 5 out of 10. Like some signings flopped up, like a Pepe, etc. But then the signings that have been success, like Ben White now, that's playing there at right back. So yeah, but I'm gonna quickly give my thoughts on this match. I think it's cagey. It's gonna be cagey. I think United being without Casemiro is a big loss for them, and especially without and with we all know what they did against also at Old Trafford with McTominay and McFred and Eriksen. But it's a different ball game with Partey there. That wasn't there. in the reverse fixture. So I think also it should win one. But I wouldn't be surprised if United just go there and do it. But if United are going to win, it's gonna be a tactical masterclass from Ten Hag. That's the only way I see it. But I'm gonna ask one fan of each teams on their lineups, and then you guys can, if you disagree or agree. So I'm
What?
gonna go to.
I know. Sorry, one combined 11, or just our
No,
own team.
no
11?
lineup for each team. Yeah, we'll do combined 11 for. So I'm gonna ask Joel your Arsenal lineup, then Manny and Carl. You guys can say if you disagree or agree.
I would put. I think I'd use the same team as part every week. I'd put Ramsdale in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Odegaard, Partey, and Xhaka with Saka, Martinelli, and hang on. Actually, I was debating this earlier with the rest. Would it be possible to put Trossard up front for his debut? He played up front for Brighton. I'm not sure if he's.
Is he registered or already?
Yeah, he's registered. Yeah, he's registered. He's already registered.
I'm actually debating sticking him up front over Nketiah. I think he played up front for Brighton in his last few games. For them. I would. He can't be much worse than Nketiah. Let's be honest.
How's Nketiah been bad? How can you?
He's not been bad, but he's not amazing either, is he?
Why not play? Why don't you play Martinelli up front? And Trossard on the wing.
Listen, can I just point something out to you? Like, can I just point something out? Sorry, Joe. Sorry to cut you here, but you see Trossard. Yeah. Let me tell you something about Brighton. You see, if Brighton have a player that's good, and they want to sell this player, yeah, they sell the player for high value, yeah. If they sell the player for low value, there's a problem. Let me give you a prime example. Yves Bissouma, 25 million, absolute trash now.
Yeah, look at Caicedo.
Trossard. I'm this Trossard. This Trossard thing. I would have to wait. I'd give him about 10 games to see what he does before you even. I don't think it's a great buy.
We actually bought Trossard in to
put him.
We actually bought Trossard in to give competition to Martinelli, also as well to use him for Europa League and for the FA Cup games, and also rotation in the Premier League. If, say, we play up a lesser team and we have like play Europa League, we have a real tough opponent. That's the whole point why we bought Trossard in, not to be a starter, but someone who can contribute and also help us with the rotation of the squad at the same time.
I believe Trossard's a panic buy, man. I believe that you lot went for Mudryk. That whole Mudryk saga went on. You lot got gazumped by Chelsea, and you just went out and got Trossard.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Trossard, who's Premier League proven, or rather a Ukrainian teenager who's only had 46 games in Ukrainian league?
For what I saw him do today, he looks pretty decent, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Only Liverpool. It's only Liverpool.
One game though. It's one game. Pepe.
Yeah, but if you're trying to build a young team and trying to build a team that's gonna be dominant over the next 3, 4, 5 years, then I'd probably go with Mudryk, to be fair.
Yeah,
if Chelsea didn't draw today, Hannah wouldn't be wearing that Chelsea shirt. So at least Hannah is happy with it.
Yeah, I would have gone for Mudryk over Trossard. But let's not forget Pepe on his.
With lineups, all right. Can you continue with your lineup, Joe? Because obviously, time.
Oh yeah. Yes, I would put Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, with Trossard up front. I'd give him a start.
Manny and Carl, do you guys disagree or agree?
I would basically stick with the team that we've been playing out week in, week out. I'd leave Nketiah up top. Trossard on the bench. He's only had 1 or 2 training sessions with us, so he still needs to be adapted to the team properly. So I would say there is a saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Manny?
I concur. I mean, obviously Zinchenko will be starting at left back, and Czerny will come on later on to tidy things up. I would, however, actually would like to see Trossard being brought on for Nketiah and Martinelli coming into the centre, because let's say Nketiah does go on to have a bit of a stinker tomorrow and doesn't really stand up to be counted. I certainly would not want to run the risk of keeping him on for the full 90 minutes. And although I take your point, Carl, mate, that Trossard's only just come in and might not have adapted, you know, he's got that experience. If it was someone like Mudrak, I would have been a bit worried. But with Trossard, we know how he's played for Brighton. We know his capability when it comes to scoring goals. I think he'd do fine as an impact sub. But of course, the other impact subs, I mentioned Tierney, I mentioned Trossard, Zinchenko possibly coming on for Ben White,
Smith-Rowe back?
and
Smith-Rowe's back, yeah.
yeah, and he could also come on maybe for either Odegaard or maybe Saka, I think. So yeah, that would be the lineup for me.
Cool.
Okay. Toby, your Manchester United lineup.
Yeah, in goal, obviously to be David De Gea, and left back.
I think you're frozen.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
frozen.
we've got to see you.
Yeah, we can't
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear.
Yeah.
I'm not frozen. I can see myself. Can you see me now?
But we can't see you on the stream.
See
mate.
you,
Can't
but
see you on the stream.
you're just a statue.
I'm not moving.
Yeah.
Leave and draw back. Yeah. Leave and draw back.
Then I will give the question to Frederick.
Yeah, I will stay with De Gea in goal, of course. I don't think that's a discussion.
Jack Butler, man, what's going on?
In defense,
Time boys.
Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka at fullbacks, Martinez, Varane at the centre backs, McFred at midfield, Eriksen as number 10. I would, as I mentioned earlier, put Rashford up front and then have Anthony and Bruno on the wings.
Who on the wings?
Anthony and Bruno
No.
and Eriksen as number 10.
Agree, disagree?
I disagree. Man. For
I
me,
disagree.
Bruno on the right, Weghorst up front, Rashford on the left.
What, tomorrow?
Yes.
No way, bruv. Weghorst cannot start tomorrow, bruv.
I'd have De Gea in goal. I'd have the same back four as Donny van de Beek. I'd have McFred. I'd have Eriksen as number 10. Bruno on the right. Bruno on the right. Rashford on the left. Weghorst up top. And
way.
Jamie, I would not take a draw.
I would not take a draw.
No,
Don't take a
Jaw's
draw
better.
because we
That's
need to
low.
win.
That mentality
We
is
need to
low.
We need to win for many reasons. One, if we win, we are in this title race. And two, shut these fucking Arsenal fans up.
That's true. That's very true.
Manny, 1 second. Are you okay? You just
I'm
look
fine.
a
I'm
bit-
fine.
No. You just look a bit worried.
No, mate. Listen, I'm just checking my phone for a few other.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, and then the one problem that I think United do have is we don't really have anyone on the bench.
Garnacho.
Yeah, apart from. But to be honest, I know actually, you know what? I'm actually going to change my team. Same back five: McFred, Bruno number 10, Anthony on the right, Garnacho on the left, Rashford up top. I wouldn't play Eriksen. And I just want to remind the Arsenal fans. Just want to remind the Arsenal fans who are so happy that Casemiro's not playing. We'd already beat you once this season without him. And if people wondering why I'm not playing Eriksen,
David, we're leading.
I had to make an appearance. I had to come in sometime. I had to be here.
Yeah.
We're here, guys. We're
people
here, man.
wondering why I'm not playing Eriksen, just look at the Manchester derby. He was shit. Eriksen's good when he has the ball, but when he doesn't have the ball, he's like a lost puppy. And as you said that. No, you're not.
Bro,
fucking
you just
that.
sat there and watched 6 years of Paul Pogba, and you're talking about Eriksen. I'm gone. I'm leaving.
No,
Goodbye.
Trap.
Goodbye.
Oh my god, gone.
To be honest,
Another one's gone.
Traps, you didn't want to face me, bro, man. What's going on?
to be honest, Oris, Manny, you know me.
Oh.
You know how my feelings on Paul Pogba, But the thing is, Eriksen against Manchester City was like a lost puppy. He gave away too many fouls. He got absolutely murdered in that midfield. But when he's on the ball, he's good. When he's off it, he's terrible. And I'm not a fan of playing Bruno on the wing. So I play him as number 10. And then that'll give somebody else that. Why shouldn't we play Garnacho? Because to be honest, he's
brilliant.
really, and to be honest, no offense, he played Garnacho left or right. He's only got Ben White or Zinchenko.
Only got Ben White? What do you mean by that?
Ben White,
Isn't
yeah.
he
Whoa,
silly?
hold up here.
Ben,
Is it
Ben
only
White,
Ben
who,
White?
like, is going to get absolute rinse tomorrow. I mean, to be honest, I'd play Rashford. I'd play Rashford against Ben White because I tell you this: if Rashford
Oh,
plays on the
no.
same wing as Ben White, if Rashford plays on the same wing as Ben White will be retired.
Oh, yeah, no, to be honest, I'll be scared about that, but I think Ben White will do well. But I want to ask you a question, David.
What's your lineup for tomorrow,
Scared.
Hardy?
You
Hardy,
should
you
be
gonna give me your
scared well
lineup for
lead.
tomorrow? Hardy?
Sure, yeah. I'll go ahead. So it'll be De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane. Controversial take, but I'm gonna try Luke Shaw left side of the centre back, and then
Hopefully.
Malaysia towards 7 side. Yeah, and
That's
in the
good. It
midfield.
is a good point.
Yeah, and then Malassi left back, right?
Yeah, and then obviously with midfield,
Hopefully.
I think Martinez, he has the versatility to play as CDM, so I can play him there. And then next to him will be Fred. Right wing, I think it'll be Anthony. Number 10 might be Bruno. Left hand side has to be Garnacho, and up front has to be Rashford. What a team!
I tell you,
Are you willing to
I
risk
agree.
playing
I agree
Martinez
with.
in midfield?
I agree with about how deep with Shaw centre back because he was fantastic against City. He was the
fantastic.
best. He was the best centre back. He was better than Varane. But I just want to say, I mentioned no Eriksen, and I get laughed at. How deep doesn't?
I do agree with you. He does have to need some rest as well. He needs some rest at Eriksen though.
Yeah, he needs rest, and when he's off the ball, he's poor. When he's on the ball, he's good. But like so many have said, it's going to be won in the midfield. Well, no, people say that it's going to be won in the midfield. I actually don't think it will.
Right.
In my opinion, it's going to be fullbacks versus the wingers. That's where it's going to be won.
And now, final topic, then we'll wrap up.
What's your 11?
Oh, my 11.
That's all yours, bro.
Have I said it? My 11 is De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, and
McFred.
It's gonna be difficult.
you know what? I'm gonna go with Varane, Shaw, Malacia, and I'll try and play Martin as CDM.
That'll be risky. That'll be very risky to do that.
It would be
Because
risky.
the thing is with Martinez,
it would be risky, Hardy. It would.
No, it would be risky because the thing is with Martinez is that he relies so much, like his heading accuracy, even though he's quite a small guy, heading accuracy is there in the air. He's one of the best. When you put him in midfield, when he's got more physical work to do.
Fred is gonna because if he can,
I don't think he's gonna be like that.
100%. Fred was the best midfielder because the way he
And how many times, Horace, have I told you?
You didn't tell me anything about Fred.
No, how many times have I said that Fred is world class? Come on.
World class? Oh,
I don't think it is.
You just say Fred.
He's not world class. He's not world class. He's not.
You just say Fred's world class.
He was against City.
Nah, David Joanna.
He was world class.
There you go. There you go. How many people can actually say they leave the football ground with Kevin De Bruyne still in his pocket?
But Kevin De Bruyne still got an assist though.
Sorry? Yeah,
I mean,
he got an
or
assist.
Odegaard is going
Guys.
We'll see.
Wally, what's your 11?
Well,
I'll say my. I mean, I'm gonna.
Let me finish mine.
all right.
Alright, sorry.
If not Martinez, fortunately, Hardy. Back to Ollie Days and McFred. There are mountains to climb. That famous quote, Paris away. So yeah. But yeah, then Martinez and Fred. Then Anthony on the right, Bruno in the middle, Garnacho on the left, Rashford up top. But I did say Weghorst can make more of an impact from coming from the bench. So.
And Toby, your lineup for United?
Oh, Toby already gave it. Oh no, he didn't. Sorry, Toby. Yeah, you give your lineup. You're on mute. Toby, on mute.
David De Gea in goal, then right back, Wan-Bissaka, obviously, and it's going to be Varane, Martinez, and Luke Shaw as left back. Yes. Then in the middle of the park, it's going to be Fred and I think Eriksen, because we'll need a creative midfielder, you know. So I think it's going to be Bruno playing as a 10 too. And on the right wing, it's going to be Anthony, and left Rashford, and Weghorst. I think it's going to be
Of
Weghorst.
course.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
on
going to
blue.
be.
Interesting.
It's going to be. Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly
that's-
give my 11. I agree with what Carl said. I feel like what we should do is that we should just keep the same team that we were using throughout the entire season. I think Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah. Because I feel like Nketiah, even though last 2 games he hasn't scored, I feel like his overall play has been like
Guys,
important.
there's a bit of an echo going on. Oh, we've got the main man.
Hey, Waleed, I came back for you, you know. I actually came back just for you. I came back, bruv.
Okay, I thought you like. Nah, I was just talking about like how Nketiah, like he hasn't been, even though he hasn't scored the past 2 games, I feel like his overall play
Guys,
in
still
terms
going.
of
Yeah, there's an echo. Yeah.
There's
Someone's playing
Let's move
YouTube in
on.
the background. Cease and desist.
Let's move on to
bit of
the
feedback, guys.
combined. Wait, Willie, have you finished your lineup?
yeah, I just said same team as normal.
Okay,
Listen,
combined.
can I just say one thing as well? Yeah, see, like before, obviously we was talking about Edu. If Edu's done a good job. Let's be clear, yeah. Arsenal's transfer in the summer, yeah, was their transfer strategy in the summer was basically Arteta, call your pal, yeah, ask him if he can get them players that he doesn't use. That was the strategy.
Yeah, but that was basically your strategy as well, because you tried to sign De Jong, you tried to sign Timber, you ended up getting Anthony, got Lisandro Martinez. You still got players from Ten Hag's Ajax, so you basically did the same thing.
Ajax is not our pal, and for 2 we got Casemiro.
Traps,
That's the greatest.
Ten Hag's
Yeah, you got
scouts
Casemiro
is
because you couldn't get
just
De Jong.
We got Brush.
Ten Hag
Do
just
we
signs
care?
near
Do you think we
Holland.
care right now? Do you think we care right now?
Yeah, but you're still trying to coming for him in the summer.
All right, guys. Let's
We'll
just do combined
Okay,
11.
combined 11.
So combined 11.
Form. We're going on
Right,
form.
on form. We are doing on form. So
On form, yeah, because I've been
Are we
seeing on
including
TikTok some
players
stupid
Are we
things.
including Casemiro? Are we including players that can't play?
No. No.
No, we're not clearing
Just
Casemiro.
players available.
No, we're not including players that can't play.
we're doing availability now. Goalkeeper, De Gea.
Yeah.
Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Ramsdale.
Are we doing like
Listen,
one
yeah.
team at a
Because
time?
the thing is, okay, I want to quickly talk about why I'm taking Ramsdale, yeah. Out of all the teams, yeah, in the top 6, yeah, especially this season, yeah. Who's still taking back right now?
He's Joe is coming for you. Yeah.
Well, he'd say that again, mate. I didn't hear you because of the echo.
All right, so I'm picking Aaron Ramsdale and goal, and I'll explain why real quick. Because first of all round as a goalkeeper, even though De Gea has improved this season, Ramsdale's still better. That's just a normal fact. Yeah. Second of all, in terms of errors that are leading to goals, yeah, and this is something that's not talked about a lot, yeah. Every single other goalkeeper in the Big Six this season has at least made a mistake exactly leading to a direct goal. Since Ramsdale's come to Arsenal, he's not done that. The only thing that's maybe suspect with him is sometimes the saves at the near post, and even that this season he sorted that out. You saw his performance against Tottenham. I don't think this season, out of all goalkeepers in the top 6, when they've gone to a Big Six away ground, I don't think a goalkeeper's performed like that the entire season. Out of all the Big Six teams, when they've gone away from home against a Big Six team, I don't think no goalkeeper's performed the way he did, because he absolutely was amazing, and he's been playing like that most of the time this season, but he's not been getting the credit that he deserves. And overall, yeah, Man United may have more clean sheets, but then again, you haven't, barring Man City, you guys haven't been facing a lot of big teams recently, and this is going to be another big test for you guys. And I think Ramsdale is going to live up to it, and he's going to do well again. So I'm personally taking Ramsdale goal.
Neither of you.
What do you mean, neither of you? We literally faced Tottenham and Newcastle as those are previous last 2 games.
Tottenham's a big game.
Tottenham's a North London derby. Form goes out the window in North London derby. You haven't beaten them away in like 10 years.
Tottenham in the mud right now.
So Chelsea went in the mud and you got a draw against them. Same thing.
So if you
Back
think
to
Can I make a
combined 11.
suggestion?
Okay,
Boris,
wait. Go on.
Can I just make for you? Obviously, Hanno said who we going in goal, and you said De Gea, and then literally everybody was like De Gea, Ramsdale. we couldn't tell who was saying what. So, in my honest opinion, I think Hano should pretty much go Ramsdale or De Gea, and then we sort of like put our hands up and then we count it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Ramsdale.
Well, obviously, I can't see Joel's face, but yeah.
Ramsdale. Yes or no?
Ramsdale hands up. Ramsdale hands
I'd
up.
go Ramsdale, yeah.
Manny, you gonna say De Gea?
No, yeah, he
I'm
said
saying
De
De
Gea.
Gea.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Manny, how
This
come?
season's
How
okay.
come?
Manny,
What?
you sell out. I'm joking.
Manny,
Sell out.
And De Gea.
I'm joking, I'm joking.
You
Listen, Arsenal fans should know better. You know, they should know better because there's a thingy here. There's a meme that goes around here of AFTV with what's his name again? DT, and he says De Gea could save the Titanic. Yeah?
Could save the Titanic, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember?
That was 5 years ago.
So he's already put that performance in, at the Emirates. So you should already know yeah. This guy's capable.
Okay, but Traps, this is based off of form, though. This is not talking about prime 5 years ago. So we're talking about form.
He's got more clean sheets than Ramsdale, though.
Yeah, but you guys have faced more easier teams recently.
Going back to De Gea.
Okay, guys, no talking over one another. Listen,
Okay.
I'm going to speak now because listen, first of all, my vote wouldn't have been decisive because we have 4 Arsenal fans, 5 United fans. So my vote wouldn't have made much of a difference even if I'd voted for Ramsdale. So you can't call me a sellout. But the reason
I'm
why
joking with that. Don't worry.
yeah, but the reason why I picked De Gea over Ramsdale is that we talk about how he hasn't he hasn't made too many errors that have led to goals. He has actually made 1 or 2, but they've been so far away early in the season that we probably don't remember them. But in addition, when I take a look at the all-round goalkeeping style of his, I'm going to disagree with Walid and say when it comes to shot stopping, he had a terrific first season when he did make some good saves, but this season he has made a few basic mistakes which haven't really been punished in my opinion. And given that I was a goalkeeper in my youth, I look at things like this. The only glaring errors that David De Gea have made, obviously against Brentford, he was diabolical. And of course, against Everton in the FA Cup, he made an absolutely poor mistake, which was a lapse of concentration. But in terms of form, you know, when you go over the last few games that United have played, that some of the saves that De Gea has made have actually been the difference between United either drawing or winning, or losing and drawing. And bear in mind, they had a 9-game winning run before it was ended by Crystal Palace. And of course, he couldn't have stopped that free kick, and he was also man of the match against Palace too. So on form, I think De Gea has done a lot more to shine a great deal, and obviously he has far greater experience of playing in the Premiership. This is the sort of match which tends to bring out the best in him. So I'm sorry, I do think Ramsdale has some potential, but to hear Arsenal fans talking about him, how he's David Seaman reincarnate, I'm sorry, it makes me angry.
Are they actually saying that?
No, there are some.
Even I'll agree that's a step too far.
Exactly. Because first of all, Seaman was 6'4", Ramsdale 6'2", so that's out the window.
And he had his tash.
Don't forget the ponytail. But in addition, having seen the best of David Seaman, how dominating he was on crosses, how cleanly he was able to catch everything, much like Emi Martinez is doing for Aston Villa right now. I like my goalkeepers to be solid enough, and when it comes to being able to have some good distribution, playing out the back, that is something that a good goalkeeper worth his salt, any good goalkeeper worth his salt, could easily learn. So I'm sorry, it's De Gea over Ramsdale for me.
De Gea is.
Horace,
we talked about
Horace, can I just say
last bit? Come on, last bit,
Yeah. Craig, I saw you put, we didn't have Thomas Partey when United beat us. We didn't have Casemiro when we beat you.
But the difference is that you guys have more quality in midfield depth than we do.
Guys, let's move on. Put a cork in it. Come on, let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Right back.
Right back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Okay, so Ben White wants this. Ben White.
Benny Blanco all day, man. Come on, man.
Ben White
That's
for me.
not...
Ben White for me.
Benny Blanco, come on, man.
Didn't you see Wan-Bissaka's tackle against Palace?
Oh,
he literally
Ben White's been doing it all season. Ben White's been doing it all season.
2 points. But wasn't we talking form now?
You asked that
I
Jose
didn't-
We're talking form.
Talking form.
Respect.
I thought we were talking form
I
right now.
don't even know, man. I'll be honest with you.
Don't. Oh my
I don't
god.
know.
Because
Let's not
form
do
right
this.
now, Wan-Bissaka is
Man,
one of the best
Traps.
in the league.
Traps.
One of the best, yeah.
You
but
know,
he's
you
behind
do
Benoit.
know, you do know, though, you do know Darlow comes into this argument as well. You know,
But he's injured.
No, we're talking about players that are
right
available.
now.
Yeah.
And in
Traps.
form.
Traps.
What?
As an oh no, actually, no what? Actually, no. Hanno, you're neutral. Imagine you've got Marcus Rashford running towards you. Who would you rather have in defence? Ben White
Wan-Bissaka.
or Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka.
There
Is
we
this
go.
what we're basing it off? Is this really what we're
Wait,
basing
wait,
it
wait.
off? What?
Wait, what are we doing? What player?
Gabriel Espirito. But okay,
What is
let's
that
move.
noise? What is that noise?
Come on.
What noise?
That-
I think
that's
it's Hannah
dog.
moving the mic.
Yeah,
It's like a dog
dog
ball.
show.
It sounds like when
Like a
someone
ghost in the
That dog,
background.
that dog, Hannah's.
Okay, let's
Oh
move.
my gosh.
Guys, let's carry on. Let's carry on. Come on.
All right, centre backs for me, easy.
Wait. Should I get my thoughts on the right back?
Go on, quickly.
So we're talking about this season.
Yes.
I think-
No, it's form.
I think
On form,
taking
form.
bias out of it, I think the only actual answer is Ben White. I don't think there's any argument for
Thank you.
anyone else.
Okay.
I don't think there's any argument for anyone. I don't see.
We had
Because
De Gea.
even Man United fans, yeah.
Even if I was a United fan, there's no way I'd still put Ben White.
Thank
This
you.
side.
Because you guys
It's
were
one of the-
the
it's one
people
of the
that were like,
easy
oh,
positions.
we need to
Let's
sell
move
him.
right
Let's
inside.
move on.
Let's move.
Let's move on.
A month ago, he wasn't
Centre-backs.
even good enough for Man United. And all of a
Guys,
sudden, he's
What was
right
it,
back
centre-back?
too.
Ben White's still not good enough for us.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie
Oh,
to you though.
fuck
Yeah,
off.
I'm not gonna lie to
Ben
you.
White is
Ben
good
was-
enough. That's why he's
Ben-
top of the league.
Ben White's got a history of getting cooked by Rashford. You know.
Yes,
All right.
and he's going to do it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
centre-backs.
Tiring.
Guys.
Let's go.
Centre-backs.
Okay.
What are we saying?
No chance.
I
Okay,
say
so
Ronaldo
No
right
chance.
centre back,
I say Ramon
got-
Saliba.
Varane or
Varane,
Saliba. Varane.
William
Martinez for
Saliba.
me. Varane Martinez.
Yep.
I say
Varane and
Saliba.
Saliba.
Varane,
Saliba.
Saliba.
Saliba, that's not getting.
Does there
Yeah.
have to be like one left foot and one right foot, or just whatever two?
Well,
Whatever two.
Varane's got a left and Varane's got a left foot and a right foot.
If it's whatever two, then it's Saliba and Varane. Simple as.
I
Sorry.
say Saliba,
I think
Varane.
it's- yeah, agree.
Varane and
Okay.
Shaw, man.
Manny?
Yeah, Varane and Saliba, and I think that if it had been Saliba instead of Upamecano, it would have been a different story in the final. But
Yeah,
that's just
that's
me.
true.
Okay, so
No.
everyone agree?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Varane
yeah,
and
I do agree.
Yeah, Varane or Saliba, yeah.
Luke Shaw,
Oh,
left
oh,
back.
let's say something. Let's say something. I mean, the thing is, with Gabriel's performances, undoubtedly for you guys, for the Arsenal fans, he's been absolutely exceptional for you. But he does have mistakes in him. But ideally, you have to go for Saliba and Varane.
They just
Undoubtedly.
don't
Yeah,
like him.
no.
They just
This
don't.
is
You know what
isn't
it
based
is?
off like
They just don't
he's
like
been amazing.
Gabriel.
Gabriel has been like I feel like since he's come in, he's been one of the most consistent players we've had for a long time. And yeah, just because
Since the
he
World
might have a
Cup,
mistake in him here or two.
Walid, I'll agree with you, but since we've come back after the World Cup, Gabriel Magalhaes has been better. Saliba
Yeah,
has
100%.
made some errors. Saliba's only making mistakes because obviously he's been on the bench for France all World Cup, so he's
Yeah,
rusty.
that's true.
So if you want to put into form though, you have to put Saliba in instead of Gabriel Magalhaes for that own reason.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Well,
Left
I
back,
say Luke Shaw for left back.
Are we
left back.
comparing Shaw or Malacia? What are we doing?
I say Shaw.
Sure.
Sure.
I think
Okay,
he's our best
Shaw.
player.
Okay,
He's our
If
who
we're
says
basing
Zinchenko.
on, if we're basing on
All right,
form,
Rihanna for sure. Hands up for sure.
three?
What?
Why was
Okay,
Zinchenko?
Yeah.
Really? Over
Right.
Zinchenko? All of you?
What? Yeah.
Zinchenko.
nah. Let me
Okay,
explain.
so
Let me explain.
all
Yeah.
of you-
If we're basing it
all
on
of you
form,
squad.
the past 5 games, Luke Shaw's played centre back. So how are you telling me that guy that's played centre back is going to get over a guy who's been playing left back, who got man of the match against Newcastle, and was arguably our best player against Tottenham?
No, Wally,
So-
no.
Oh, wow.
If that's the case, then
Zinchenko,
if that's the
Zinchenko's
case,
left back, no debate.
if that's the case, then yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka goes in at right back.
Not really, because Ben White still played very well in the past few games. So it's not just like
I
all of a
understand.
sudden automatic. But if we're doing left back, then I'll be willing to give you
So
guys
who
Luke Shaw.
are you gonna put him over
Yeah.
Luke Shaw? Anyway,
No, I'll be willing to give you guys Luke Shaw now. If we're doing left back, you can take Luke Shaw.
I'm putting
Yeah.
Zinchenko.
So
I'm putting Zinchenko in there.
All I'm going to say is,
midfield.
if you're having Zinchenko, we're having Wan-Bissaka.
No, you can have
No
Shaw.
way.
There we go.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Midfielders now.
There's no way
I-
Wan-Bissaka's going to my team. No way. But carry on.
Go on,
Manny,
Manny.
he having left back.
Hold
Manny,
on,
he
Morris.
having left back.
Midfield.
Boys, Manny was talking. Manny?
Yeah, listen, the reason why I've gone for Luke Shaw is because of the totality of the season. And obviously, I think United fans will remember that Luke Shaw was having a difficult time of it at the beginning, and Malacia had come in for him. But ever since Shaw had come back, he started to prove his mettle. Obviously, with England at the World Cup, he was one of our better players, in my opinion, in that left-back position. And I just think that, yes, in terms of form, it's a case of, form being temporary and class being permanent. Yes, Malacia has been starting at left back again with Shaw coming into the centre, but I wouldn't feel comfortable personally with asking Malacia to try and deal with Bukayo Saka running in. And I just think that the experience might be a bit of a factor over here. So that's why I've gone for Shaw. And as for Zinchenko, he's wonderful at, aiding the transition into the attack, but defensively, on many occasions, he's been found wanting. So Shaw over Zinchenko.
Manny,
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Zinchenko in the Old Trafford game start in central midfield?
Wrong.
No, he played left back.
No.
Left
Left back,
No.
yes.
That's the thing with Zinchenko. Zinchenko plays left back, but he comes in the midfield.
No, it was Lokonga and Xhaka, if I remember. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say what, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah.
so CDM wise.
I mean, Casemiro
Partey.
can't be here, so
It's got to be
Partey.
Partey, innit?
Party.
Partey.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
on. I'll say Party.
Okay.
Yeah. Big up
Even
Tony.
though he shouldn't be playing football.
Big up Tony.
What do you mean by that, though?
Okay.
Right, so
and then-
within midfield three, by the way, we're doing 4-3-3, so two midfielders.
Yeah.
Odegaard has to be in there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that the only fair one is Partey, Ericsson, and Odegaard.
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
I agree.
The only debate, to be honest, is Fred or Ericsson or maybe Xhaka.
I agree, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Oh, Bruno, man, Bruno.
Yeah. That's what I was
Why
saying.
don't
Bruno,
Bruno?
yeah.
Listen,
That's what I
you
was
can't
saying.
put listen. You can't put Bruno.
All right, let's have a vote. Let's have a vote. Let's have a vote. Hands up for Bruno. Hands up for Bruno. Hands up
Hi,
for Bruno.
Tony.
Bruno.
Hands up for
Yeah, you
Bruno.
can have Bruno, don't mind.
Okay, Xhaka.
Xhaka.
2.
I hope
Okay.
Jack plays tomorrow. Get him right back.
Who else is there?
Those days are
Ericsson,
behind him, David.
Fred.
Fred.
Arrest, you just put your hand up for everyone.
Okay. Ericsson.
Ericsson will go in.
McTominay.
Oh,
McTominay.
No.
McTominay.
Oh, and then he's why not, man?
Okay.
Frederick, send that McTominay
Okay,
chat. What's up? Let's go on, Frederick.
Lokonga.
Manu.
No.
Frederick, sing that McTominay chant.
Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay.
The guy who plays centre back for
So,
Scotland.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno goes in.
Yeah, Bruno
Bruno's
going
in
in.
there, and then the front three
Okay.
should be
Partey.
easy. It should be easy.
Saka,
Rashford
Martinelli,
will be there.
Rashford.
Rush.
I agree.
Yeah, Saka Martinelli.
Is it Willie?
Saka, Martinelli, Rashford. That's the only correct one.
No,
That's
man, I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
What do you mean you're not having that?
I'm not
Oh,
having that.
Okay. Right wing, Saka.
oh
Right wing,
my.
Saka.
Listen,
That's
it's got to
only
be.
one
Okay.
It's got to
Before you guys go on your little
How do
hype
you
train
go-
about
how do-
Rashford, yeah?
hang on,
Remember
we got
that
hands
Rashford and Martinelli have the
Wait,
same amount of Premier League goals, right?
wait. How did you go speak?
No, I think, do you know what? Instead of creating a debate, I think Saka should be there. I think Saka should be the right hand side.
Yeah, 100% Saka should be there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is that
Saka
correct?
right wing.
Rashford can be as a striker. Rashford can be the of Nketiah. Yeah, because he plays striker
if you
start
don't
season
like
anyways, and then put Martinelli on the left. If you're telling me you're going to put Garnacho over Martinelli, just stop, leave, please.
Yeah. And if you
That's not me being
Rashford
disrespectful
up
to
front,
Garnacho, yeah. But
No,
all of you, like, obviously Rashford's been amazing these past few games, but Rashford and Martinelli have the same amount of Premier League goals. So if you're telling me that you're going to put,
they have the same
Yeah,
amount of
current-
Premier League. We have the same amount of Premier League goals, but we're talking about form-based, all competitions. Yeah, this guy has got this guy. How many goals he got? How many goals he got in competitions? 11.
who Martinelli?
Is it more? No.
Come on, let's
Oh,
go in the debate.
Rashford, I don't know. Yeah, like 11, 12.
16?
16, yeah, 16.
16.
16. So
Let's go in the debate.
he's
Let's
got
go in the debate.
my point
Joel,
is,
just
yeah,
one at a time, man.
my point is Saka goes on the right, yeah. Rashford goes on the left, yeah.
So who's going striker?
Weghorst.
Because if we're doing Nketiah, Rashford, sorry, if we're doing Nketiah and flipping Martial on form, it's Nketiah.
So where goes David is taking the piss.
Weghorst.
I don't think it is, to be fair.
Oh, hold on a minute.
No, it is,
Hold on a
chaps.
minute.
It
He's doing
is.
it on
I don't think
form.
it is.
Martial's got like one Premier League goal and 5.
more
Nketiah
goals
scored
than
against
Nketiah.
West Ham and against
What are you
Brighton. Come on.
Weghorst has got more goals than Nketiah on form.
Well, against like Alanya Sport and Istanbul Basaksehir. All right, cool.
Nketiah score
Whatever.
against
Hey,
Spurs?
listen. Istanbul. I swear. Did we lose to Istanbul?
Yeah, you lost to Istanbul, mate. You lost to Istanbul.
So
Put
some respect on the name. They played
All
more
right,
Champions
cool.
League football. They played more Champions League football than Arsenal have in the last 5 years. Put some respect.
Yeah, and now then the
Istanbul.
relegation's on Turkey, mate. So.
If you want to put Weghorst in there, if you want to put Weghorst
All right, cool. Listen, we're putting Rashford up top, yeah. But
no, we let them above score against us. Man.
You know what?
What about Trossard? What about Trossard?
Saka on the right.
Trossard, I mean, Trossard in terms of form, he hasn't played since before World Cup, so no.
Garnacho on the left.
No.
Garnacho's not getting in over Martinelli.
Okay, striker. Who's striker?
Nah, do you know what? You kind of if you're saying Anthony Martial can't get in over Nketiah based on form, then obviously
based on form. When was the last time Garnacho started the Premier League game based on form?
I don't rate Martial in terms of like he's some well beater because he's not, but he can do a job.
Can't run, but he's good.
That's example.
But my point is, if you're basing it on form or it's Garnacho goes in there over Martinelli 100%.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, let's. Okay,
doesn't.
Okay.
We all agree. Hang on. We all agree that Saka's on the right. Am I right?
Yeah. We all agree that Rashford's striker.
No, all right, cool. Yeah, we can have that. Yeah.
And then left wing is Martinelli.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
left wing Martinelli, raise your hands.
Okay, man. Let's not do this stupidness, guys.
2. Okay, 2.
Carl, you're having Garnacho over Martinelli, Carl.
I'm not going to vote.
I think Anna.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. I was just
Okay,
checking.
3.
Waleed, stop forcing people to vote, bruv.
No, I'm forcing. I was just asking the question. No, but okay, guys. If we're talking based off form, yeah. When we're realistically talking about both based on form, we're talking about after the World Cup, yeah. So from after the World Cup till now, Martinelli's got 2 goals and 1 assist in the Prem. Garnacho's got 1 assist in the Prem. There's levels, bro. Like
we keep talking about in the Prem. He's 18 years of age, bruv.
Yeah, I know he's 18 years of age. I'm not trying to be disrespectful on him because I can see that he's a baller.
Let's wrap up.
He's a baller. I'm not even being disrespectful on him. I think he's a solid player, he's a baller. I'm being genuinely serious. But if we're talking about it's Martinelli, come on. Martinelli is playing the World Cup with Brazil as well. So
Manager's Tanag.
Manager's Arteta. Come on. What?
Oh.
It's not, bruv. It's not.
Who's top of the league, man?
Yes,
Who won the first game?
Who's top of the league? Who's 5 points clear top of the league? It's Arteta. Who's Premier League Manager of the Month?
No, Waleed, I'm sorry. We have to play Manchester United. I'm sorry. We have to play Manchester United. We've got to play Manchester City twice. We've got a return game against Newcastle. There are several other teams that we have to play who could easily trip us up. And although United have had a bad start, they have recovered really well. We still don't know what's going to happen with Arteta, and United have had some tougher tests. So, and also given his own experience, prior to coming to Manchester United, I'm sorry, pick Ten Hag. Tactically, he's not
if we're talking about overall, I agree with what you're saying. Overall, in terms of the managerial careers, Ten Hag is obviously astronomically clear of Arteta. Let's not be stupid here, all right? But if we're talking about in the Premier League this season, yes, we all appreciate that Man United had a terrible start. They've come back and they've played very well. Okay, yeah, I get that. Also, we understand that we've still got teams to play that we ain't played yet. All right, cool. But we're talking about the Premier League so far this season as of, what's the date today? The 21st of January, 2022. We're basing it off today. Basing it off today and basing off the seasons, obviously it's a bit unfair to debate between a manager who's having their first season in England and a manager who's in their 3rd or 4th season. But there's a reason why Arteta is top of the league, all right? We've invested well, played great football this season. We've, as I said, we're even on our own unbeaten streak. We haven't lost in like we haven't lost a Prem game since United. That was in September.
Wally,
so
Wally,
Yeah, but
come on.
Wally, can I be
long's
real?
Arteta been at Arsenal? How long's Arteta been at Arsenal?
Since December 2019.
So 4 years. And this
Basically,
is the first time.
3 years,
This is
but
the
yeah.
first time that you've been in the top four race and the
Okay,
title.
David, are we gonna do
Eric
this?
Ten Hag has been here 6
Did you
months
see the
before you're in
team?
the top four race.
Did you see that? First of all, we didn't have the same investment that we had back then as we have now. Second of all, did you see the junk that guy invested compared to the team that we've got right now?
Eric Ten Hag invested.
And with that team, in 7 months, he won us the
Wally,
FA Cup,
mate,
and
you're
we beat
talking
Man
crap.
City and Chelsea as well. In his first 7 months as managing in his life, this is his first ever managerial job. He had
Okay, guys.
Socrates and David
Okay,
Luiz.
listen. No,
De Bruyne.
Walid. Let me just say this. If we're going by the league on as a yardstick for every single thing, the team of the season at this halfway point would be Arsenal, and that doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
no,
Wait,
there
what?
are reasons. There is
No,
no.
that's not what I mean.
No.
Okay.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, you can't simply use the current league position as a yardstick to decide every single thing that's going on this season, because there are a lot of mitigating factors over here, and that's why we've got to be objective in our selections. That's all I'm going to say on this matter.
I think so.
Can I say? Wait. Can I listen? You see, the reason you Arsenal fans are going to turn around and say Arteta they're going to choose Arteta. Well, Walid is anyway. But the key thing is that from day one up until now, yeah, there's different factors that come into this. Day one up until now, Arteta's been able to play the team that he wants, bar Jesus getting injured at the World Cup, right? So up until
not really. Thomas Partey got injured. Zinchenko's been injured.
Oh yeah, don't forget.
We've had injuries.
Traps, don't forget. No, traps.
Can I finish?
In Joe's defense, Partey was injured because remember they used that as the excuse when United beat him.
That's a solid excuse.
Okay, listen.
Let's
Guys.
Come on.
Guys. Traps, go ahead and speak. Traps.
Yeah. So majority of the season has been able to use the strongest lineup that he has. For instance, there's little things like the combination of Casemiro and Varane hasn't lost the game when they've been both on the pitch starting. They haven't lost the game. Also, if you look at Ten Hag's season, it's key moments, where things have gone wrong for him. I.e., the Brentford game, De Gea was absolute trash. The player let him down. Same as the Brighton game, the players let him down. And they were the first sort of couple of games of the season, right? If you take away them games, not even them games, you take away the Brighton game and the Man City game, I think the goal difference goes.
And Aston Villa.
Forget.
What?
No, but listen, I'm just saying, if you take away them games, because obviously, like I said, both them games we didn't have Casemiro and Varane starting. So if you take, their combination was on the pitch, didn't start on the pitch. So if you take away them 2 games, right? Just can I finish, bruv?
Come on, Joe, mate. Joe, show us respect, mate. Show us respect.
And so if you take away them two results, right, where he hasn't had his strongest team, he the goal difference goes down to about 11, which is the same as Arsenal, right? And he would have lost more games. Which goes to show you, even in the Aston Villa game where he didn't have Casemiro and Varane starting again, he's when he's had his strongest lineup, the team has performed better than anyone, in my opinion.
That's not true, because the combination of Partey and Saliba, they haven't lost a Premier League game. Partey ain't lost a Premier League game since when we got slapped up by Crystal Palace last season. That's the last time Partey lost a Premier League game. So it's the same logic. It's the same thing.
Okay, guys. Let's just stop there because we hit over. It's almost gonna be a 2-hour stream. I do not want it to be a 2-hour stream, so we're gonna.
It's been the best 2-hour stream I've ever been in.
Hannah, give me your score prediction for tomorrow.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, my guy.
I'm gonna say 1-1. Hardik.
2-1 United.
Okay.
Well, Hardik, Ronaldo to come off the bench and score, yeah?
No,
he's not here anymore. He's gone though.
Mudryk.
No, I'm joking.
Mudryk, don't worry. Carl, what's your score prediction?
Or Joe Felix.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Joe Felix. Frederick?
1-1.
Okay. Manny?
2-2.
Mind games, man.
David.
Already said it. 4-2.
To who?
Walid.
Don't be a dick.
Wait, Joel's bolted it last minute, man. Where is he? Thing. 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal. And last but not least, Mr. JSJ TV.
1-0 United.
Okay.
Listen though, yeah, listen, but I'd like to, I can't wait for. I can't wait to see the epic battle, between Mudryk, Rafinha, Frankie De Jong, Gakpo. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be excellent.
Gaza.
But yeah,
let's not forget Timber as well. Timber was a here we go by Fabrizio Romano, and that still didn't go through. Don't know how that's possible, but yeah. Trossard to bag his first goal tomorrow, guys.
I mean, in all honesty, Arsenal need to win tomorrow just so they can sign some decent players instead of always being linked with people and getting them snatched up by a pimp.
Well, let's wrap up because as I said, I did not want to hit 2-hour mark. We tried before. We tried doing 1 hour, so we're gonna get people to shout the social. So Manny, we'll start off with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, socials. You can find me on Instagram, Manny Thangatherai 1981, Twitter, Thangatherai 1981, YouTube, several channels on YouTube. Big up, of course, to Oris Talks Football. Thanks for making me a co-host. Hannah's Coach's Corner, obviously. Del Boy Gunner TV, S Feetley TV, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Chelsea Dan, Up the Cherries in all departments, the Bournemouth-based fan channel, and there are a few people whose streams I've joined, and I hope to join a lot more regularly, and I will make sure they get shouted out in due course. In other cases, a check will be in the post, but I always want to make sure that, whenever I have a debate come on YouTube, it's always respectful, no real banter, just proper, intelligent football talk. And because at the end of the day, we may like different teams, but we're united by our love of the game, and that's the way it should be. So thanks very much again. Big up to Hannah for hosting this stream. Thanks to everyone who's participated, and hopefully in future streams it won't be as raucous as it was tonight. But I suppose the nature of tomorrow's match means that such stuff would be par for the course. So thanks a lot to everyone. Have yourselves a good night. Stay safe, stay happy. Don't do anything I or any of us wouldn't do.
That's
for now,
not a lot
though,
of money.
I'm out.
Big up, Manny, as always. Frederick,
one
where
outro.
can we find you?
Right now at the hospital. No, just kidding. You can find me at the Red Frederick, as you see in the corner there, on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for those who are there.
We can also find you as Chelsea's new £100 million signing.
Where can people find you?
Well, guys, you know where to find me. Host Every Night Stamina on Instagram. If you want me personally, it's HSF17. And also, as fellow co-host, I'd like to thank this amazing community. We've achieved amazing things this year. And on Oris Talks Football, we want to create those credible content. And if we continue to do that, that will be due to impeccable sport. On this platform, we want to create diverse, really, really equal, and very, very, very competitive content. And so, without your support, we wouldn't be where we are. So let's keep up.
What about infrastructure, Hardeep, man?
And ethos.
Carl, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at KB Sports 31. You can find my YouTube channel, KB Sports. Do a lot of Arsenal FC content as well as New England Patriots content. I'm just about to finish off my review from the Patriots season, which has been an absolute shit show, frankly. And you can also find me on the Sports Capital as well, doing a lot of football stuff, doing the Fourth and Goal show for the NFL, and also helping our very own David Shaw as well, doing the darts as well. So we may have our disagreements when it comes to Arsenal Man United, but to darts, we are pretty much on the same page. So yeah, you can follow us on the social media platforms on there as well.
Be up yourself. And speaking of David, where can people find you, David?
Thank you, Carl. Are you trying to say that you're united then with me?
Am I fuck?
Yeah, you can find me on Sports Capital, doing a lot of dart watch-alongs, dart interviews. I did one tonight at 7:00 with the world number 16, Damon Hetter. Go check that out. Also, you can find me on my new movie channel, Movie Magic. You can find me there at 12 o'clock tonight, midnight, doing Star Wars. Yeah. And you find me on my social, mostly Instagram. But a lot of people don't like my opinions, or some people don't like how I speak. This is me. Don't like it. Tough.
And next, we have Waleed.
Also, okay, just going on behalf of what Hardeep and Manny's saying, also being the co-owner and co-host of Aristotle Football, I just wanted to quickly give a shout out to all you guys watching. Recently, we just hit 400 subscribers, so great way to start off the new year. I'm very happy and I'm very proud of how far we've come over the past 9-10 months. And with you guys' support, hopefully we can go and achieve our goals by the end of the year. But also, you can find me on Instagram, Walida_05. You can find me on Twitter at WRager47. And also, you can find me, hopefully, on Monday on this channel right here. And I'll be laughing at all of my Knife faces. So, hopefully, I'll see you guys there.
Well, Lee,
he said that last time.
He said that last time. Arsenal win.
He said that last time. I don't listen to him. Traps Talks is on Instagram. Traps Booming is also on Instagram. Traps Talks on Twitter as well now. Where I make up loads of fake news like the rest of the Twitter fans. You can find me on JSJ TV on YouTube. And you could also find me ringing Waleed's phone through Snapchat at about 5:45 tomorrow, constantly after his team gets beat and he's got nowhere to hide.
Vice versa.
Right.
You know, it kicks off at 4:30, low Traps, so it'll be more 2:15, not 2:45.
No, I'll be working though, so I'm gonna have to watch the game a bit later. But hopefully,
you know it's find me. Yeah, you know it's find me also on YouTube. And yeah, listen, big up to everyone. Obviously, over 600. Sorry, not over 600. Sorry, over 400. That'd be nice if we hit 600. But yeah, over 400. But yeah, man, on the road to 500. Big up, guys. Smash the likes. And yeah, man, big up Hannah for hosting this.
Hey, Arist, why'd you look so much like Jack Grealish when he was a kid, man?
I can't lie. You know, Frederick, he's giving me Mudrik vibes right now, man.
No, I get
yeah.
Martinez, I get Mason Mount, and now I get Jack Grealish. What's going on? Like for me,
who'd you get?
Willie should be. You know what Willie should be? Saliba.
Who else do you get?
Oh, Saliba at the start of the season when
I
Hammer
get
was
Mason Mount. I get the
growing up the hair, so.
And yeah,
Mount.
Sandro Martinez.
Yeah,
you know you look like Alvarez, man. Alvarez as well.
Oris.
Yeah, Julian out. Yeah.
In Oris's defence, he's a better footballer than Mason Mount.
And Darwin Núñez.
Listen, I'm a better coach than Graham Potter. How about that? I'm a better coach.
Yeah. I know. I know.
Just to let you know, tomorrow this is getting burnt.
Hello, shut yourself out, mate.
No.
Shut yourself out.
Potter out.
Potter out. Potter out.
Yeah, Potter out.
Potter in. Mount.
Hopefully,
out.
no dogs in the background as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys know it. Find me, Coaches Corner on YouTube.
And I got that dog in him.
Man, look at the size of that dog in the background, mate. He's staring at you really weirdly, Hannah.
Let him shout out his social, man.
On Instagram, Hannah_Coach_Corner. Twitter, Hannah_Coach Corner. Yeah. Follow me there. And yeah, I'll be trolling us fans when they lose.
Mate, you can't be trolling anyone. You're 10th. Come on now.
Well, at least we didn't lose to them.
Listen, guys, big up everyone. I just want to say big up Hardeep, Hannah, David, Carl, Frederick, Traps.
Hey, listen, yeah. See tomorrow, yeah. You can join me on Instagram Live. I'm going to be burning one of these.
Why have you even got an Arsenal shirt?
Oh?
Yeah, cheer that.
Are you a secret Arsenal fan?
Oh,
listen,
no.
Guys, we're gonna
undercover.
Nah, David.
Hello to Hardeep's person in the background.
But yeah, listen, we're gonna wrap up now. Smash those likes. David, tell them to smash those likes. Don't listen to you.
Yeah, smash them likes, otherwise I'll come and find you. Just remember, guys,
David Phil's best.